Are we going? There we go. Hey there, welcome everybody to Astronomy Daily Live. Hope everybody's doing well out there in the universe and the world. Yeah, all is well here. I'm looking outside and I'm seeing daylight. The sun sets maybe now. It probably set here maybe about less than 10 minutes ago or so. So um, um, we're getting to that transitional period where the sun is going to start blasting in here, at least during the beginning phases of the live stream, and that's going to be going on, of course, throughout the rest of the spring and the summer and well into the fall. So that will be really nice to have some extra light. I've got the artificial light here, which is okay, but yeah, to have some actual sunlight, I prefer that too. I'm a lot like a plant that way. I like my sunlight. So yeah, so hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna hop over to the chat here, open that thing up, and yeah, let's get going. So on the panel once again, Bobby. Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How's everything over there?
Yeah, it's doing good. You can hear me pretty darn well, right?
I can hear you great. Yeah, Google Hangouts usually has a little audio control thing, that I can sort of make adjustments, to everybody's volume. And Bobby's usually pretty loud, which is okay, but I turn him down a little bit, and for some reason that control is gone. So in sort of the normal cosmic way, we just go with the flow, right? I'm not going to gripe or complain about that. It's a little weird, but I mean, we're I greatly appreciate the fact that we can do this. This is amazing, right? This is absolutely incredible that we can get together here every single day from all parts of the world and be able to communicate in almost real time and all of that. So if they want to mess around a little bit and make some changes and all that, I'm going to sort of let everybody else gripe, because probably there will be a lot of complaining about that. So yeah, maybe it's just a little bit of a glitch or something like that. So who knows? But so we just go with things here. I just really greatly appreciate the opportunity to meet up with you each and every day, or whenever you want to come in, and I think it's great. So if change happens, and not only that, but changes. So we have to accept that, and don't always think that things have to stay exactly the same, because nothing ever does. One of the things that I always keep in my head is that you can't step through the same river twice, because that water is just always flowing, right? So
what's kind of a bit weird is that the Hangouts on air is about to. I'm not sure about Hangouts on air, but the Hangouts as a whole is going to get rebranded into two separate groups. I'm not sure how yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not sure
Okay.
it's going. I'm not sure how it's going to affect Hangouts on air.
Oh, okay.
I think we're just to see the it's pretty much where you might have to replace it with something else.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you know, I'm gonna.
Did you update your Chrome OS? I mean, no, not Chrome OS. I mean, did you update your Chrome browser today?
Not that I'm aware of. You know, I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think you know, the way that I've got my Linux system set up. It's all manual, right?
Yeah.
So you know, so yeah, who knows? You know,
if you
they're
want
making
to
some
find
changes.
out if you are updated, we're supposed to be on Chrome 74 now. Is you go to you go back to the Chrome browser.
Mm-hmm.
You click on the three dots on the top right.
Yep.
You hover on Help, and then you go to About Google Chrome. If it says 74, then you're updated. If it says 73, you're not updated.
Let me look really quick. Actually, I'm at 72.
Dude, you need to update now.
Well, I'm not going to update now. But yeah, I will definitely update soon. I should do that. Yeah, for absolute sure. Anyway, so hey, I want to say howdy to everybody in the chat. Tom is there. Carolina Sky Astronomy. Jim, nice to see you. Uncle Bill in the house. Very, very cool. And I thought I saw Andy Cowley. Hey, nice to see everyone there. So yeah, hope everybody's doing
well. Is not here tonight.
Doesn't look like it. She must be off doing something exciting. She's a busy lady, I think. So I think she's awesome. So yeah. Yep. Everything changes, and even the change changes. So you know, you've got to sometimes just sort of sit back and enjoy the ride, right? Try to make it as smooth as you possibly can. So to smooth that out, I've got a little bit of coffee left here. Got a little bit left over. So cheers to that. And I've got the dihydrogen monoxide, the H2O, today, just because. And I'm actually going to get into it a little bit. I've got several announcements to actually make here. So I definitely want to get into that.
I'd like to welcome Patrick Manning, and he hasn't been being able to stay up late at night, and I guess so because he's across the pond, but he hasn't had the ability to stay up late to catch it.
Understandable. That I think these kinds of formats where you have a live stream, being here live is probably best, but I hope that those who actually watch these live streams later, and there's actually quite a few. I hope that they're almost as good as live. I think they are.
I have been forgetting about Dizzy Sue being sick. Probably the next time I catch Tim again is probably find out how the life is doing, because I think he's been like overly stressed out with doing everything, and the next thing you know, you got a sick wife and the hospitals probably don't know what's going on and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
We don't even know if they're either not doing their job or they just want the money. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes it's hard, to distinguish that. Um, doctors are, perpetually practicing. So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, haven't heard from Tim in quite a while here. So, hopefully all is well, or at least maybe getting better. Yeah, life is like that. It it is definitely sometimes not all that great, but hopefully everybody's doing well out there. Yeah. So Tim's wife has been sick, according to Chuck. So Tim, hope all is going well. Stick with it. We're with you. So just hang in there, and Sue, just get better. Get better. That's an order.
Yeah. And speaking of like doctors just wanting the money, I've been hearing a lot around my local area that our coroner that we now I didn't vote for him, but he was elected. Wasn't doing the job like he should. Now his former opponent is my doctor, my internist. He can do a better job, but they just want that other dude, and he's not doing a good job. And I was like, well, why did you vote for him if he's not doing the job? What's the deal?
Right. Yeah. Well, I hope you sort it out. I think I sort of go.
It's because remember I told you politics is nothing but a science fair.
Yeah.
Science fair experiment.
I always go with the assumption that everybody's trying to do as good as they can. And sometimes that just isn't good enough. But I'm not sure, if people have, bad intentions, or if they're just not doing a very good job. And then, they're trying to cover it up, and all of that. So I sort of go with the assumption that, doctors are trying to do as good as they can. They just don't. Best thing in the world is to try, to keep yourself really able and healthy, and all that. But sometimes things happen.
I don't think that works out that kind of way, Jim, because I saw something in the news about a man was admitted to a hospital when they found out that he was super underweight, about 30 pounds, and him having something wrong, and him not being treated by doctors and stuff. That makes you think, like, well, why is the mother and the grandmother not being arrested for abuse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who knows? All right. Well, like I said, I've got a number of announcements to make. So why don't I get going on that? I actually had to make a list because there were so many of them. So first one on the list is that there's a possibility. Right now, I'm sitting at about 50-50. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a 50-50 chance that the live stream is not going to take place tomorrow, which would be UTC April 25th at 2 hours UTC. So right now, I'm sort of on the fence. And what this is about, actually, Pamela Gay is in Tucson. She's actually visiting the Planetary Science Institute. she is giving a talk there tonight, and she's actually employed by them. And they reside over in Tucson, of course. And so she is giving a talk there tonight, and tomorrow she's having a meetup in Tucson, which, you know, like I said, I'm sort of, well, you know, I haven't really decided if I'm going to go or not. And, you know, I'm 50-50 at this point and rising. So I would say as you know, right now there is a 50-50 chance, but I'm thinking that that is probably going to go up. So it'd kind of be nice, you know, to meet her and just you know, start working with her a little bit. So yeah, that's a possibility. And of course, if I go into Tucson, I think we're supposed to meet up there like around 7 p.m. local time. So that's actually exactly when this live stream starts. So, you know, obviously I'm not going to be here to do that. And yeah, I just, you know, Tom, I am like a huge homebody. It takes, you know, nuclear power to actually pry me away from home. And so that, you know, that's sort of my only thing. And, you know, it's going to take me probably almost 2 hours to get to the location. So, you know, one way. So, you know, that isn't a major consideration. But prying me away from home is really hard, because I absolutely love it here. I don't want to go anywhere else because this is the greatest place on the planet. So, but yeah, like I said, I think by tomorrow morning I will definitely know. You know, I'm going to sleep on it. I mean, it's no big deal, right? You know, if I go or I don't go, it's no big deal. But yeah, I just want to let you know that there's a possibility, and I would say pretty good possibility, that there's not going to be a live stream tomorrow. So and yeah, she's absolutely great, very smart. I mean, you know, she's absolutely great. So being able to meet up with her, you know, in sort of a formal way, right? There's going to be a group going to dinner. But yeah, there's a good possibility there. But I will let you know. One way or another, I will. I'll post something over on the Discord. I'll post something on Twitter, and I'll probably make some kind of video to put onto
now, if you
YouTube.
still have the link to the meteor scatter findings, while I was searching around the FM broadcast, I posted some more up on there.
Oh, you did? Okay. I will have to check that out. Did you get anything good? Anything else?
Yeah, I was able to get some more stations. I also caught a clasher too.
Right. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So okay, well that is announcement number 1. Announcement number 2, and this is for all of you, is that this coming Saturday, and oh man, you know, I forget when this thing starts. I think it starts at 10 a.m. Eastern time in the United States. 10 a.m. Eastern time, and I believe it goes to 8 p.m. Eastern time. the 365 Days of Astronomy is celebrating their 10-year anniversary. They have done 3,650 episodes of 365 Days of Astronomy. They've been doing it every day for 10 years. I mean, what? I've been doing this for a year and a couple months, almost every day. They've been doing something every single day for 10 years. So I think that is absolutely extraordinary. And I'm actually going to be participating in that on Saturday as well. They are working on their schedule. They actually gave me an invite, and they wanted to know when I'd be available, and so I gave them a list of times, and I guess they're supposed to work out their schedule on or by this coming Thursday. So they'll have the schedule of guests and all that kind of stuff finalized, and they've asked me to be a guest. I don't know if they will or not. I can go either way with that. The only complication there is that they use Zoom, and I so I tried to use Zoom on this old potato here at home, and it just brought the system to its knees. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to go up to my day job and use the computers there, which also is no big deal. But yeah, so that is going on, and that's going to be going on for 10 hours. So they're going to have a continuous 10-hour live stream.
Now it's Zoom with a Z or with an X.
Zoom, as in ZOOM. Hey there, Kira H. Nice to see you. Yeah,
okay.
Zoom looks great, but this old potato here can't handle it. Can't handle it at all. So
Kira H, by the way.
Yeah, hey there,
Yep.
Kira. Nice to have you back in the chat. Welcome back. So yeah, that is going to be happening Saturday. As I said, if I remember the schedule right, I think they're starting at 10 a.m. Eastern daylight time, and they're going to be going till 8 p.m. Eastern daylight time. So they're going to be going for 10 hours. And they're going to have a number of guests. I'm not exactly sure who. Probably, I would say, the regular players. And then, yeah, they've asked me, to be a guest. And I've given them a list of possible times. And they also wanted to know what kind of topic I want to talk about. And so I've decided that I'm going to talk about the Lunar Observatory, and because I'm trying to gain a little bit of momentum with that project. It's it's a kind of a project that is going to need a lot of support. And I don't have any interest really in being in charge of that kind of thing, or really running any aspect of that. I mean, I can and I will, but no, I would rather not. I'm just trying to plant seeds. If you all have any kind of interest in that, go over to my Discord server. I have a Lunar Observatory Discord server over there, which I think is...
Now, on your day job, are you like the boss's assistant and stuff?
I guess you could call it that. I do research and development, and I'm also the electronics tech. So so I do a lot of electronics work, and then I do a lot of research and development in terms of antennas and other electronics things. So yeah, it's a very, very small business. It's just a couple of us in there, and so yeah, I do all the computer stuff, and lots of the R&D.
Anything on your SDR Play LSP2 Pro you did able to capture yet, or did you capture anything?
Haven't really worked with it that way yet. We're doing more of the analysis of like signal to noise. Looking at performance, so just sort of scanning the bands. We're not really doing that. We're diving a little bit deeper than just that. But that is definitely in the pile of things to do. So yeah, keep asking me about that, Bobby, because I for sure, want to keep you updated on what's going on with that. It's an absolutely fantastic device. It's just awesome, just absolutely awesome. So I absolutely love it, and yeah. All right, so that's announcement number 2. Right. So announcement 1 is that there may not be a live stream. Announcement 2 is that 365 Days of Astronomy is doing a 10-hour live stream. And just as an addendum to that, the Apogee podcast that I was doing back in, I think it was like 2013, 2014, I'm not exactly sure. The Apogee podcast is coming back to CosmoQuest, and I'm going to be doing that. It's just a really, really short podcast, probably 20 minutes or so, at or on the Apogee every single month. And of course, the Apogee is when the moon is furthest from the Earth. So on that day, or near that day, I'll be putting out a podcast there. So yes, good old important H2O. Cheers. Dihydrogen monoxide, one of the greatest molecules ever. So cheers.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right. So that's announcement number 2. Announcement number 3. As I said, I've got a few announcements here. Announcement number 3. I have to remind myself. Oh yeah. So I am really, really close. This channel, this YouTube channel, is really, really close to the 200 subscriber mark. Now, 200 subscribers is, sort of relatively speaking, is very, very small. It's also not really a good indicator of how well the channel is performing. Those metrics are more like views, the number of views and the number of minutes viewed. But it is a 200 thing. And what I did at my 100 subscriber mark is that once I reached 100 subscribers, and actually I'm going to switch this now. So once I reached 200 subscribers, right? And I'm able to maintain that for, I don't know, I think with the 100, I said something like a week or two or something like that, because it's going to rise up to 200, and then it's probably going to drop to 199 or 198, then it'll go back up to 200. It'll sort of do this, but once it's for sure over 200, probably I'll give it a couple weeks, right? Once it maintains that 200 or more count, I think I'm going to do almost exactly what I did when I passed the 100 mark, and that is I think I'm going to get a mixer for this thing, so I can mix in some audio, some music. I think that would be really, really great. Put some space music in here. For those of you who don't know, I'm also a space musician, and you can sort of see the keyboard here, which isn't used nearly enough at all. But when I get into the mood, I do a lot of composition. I make a lot of spacey songs, and those are the kinds of sounds that I can easily play sort of in the background here. But yeah, I definitely need a mixer board to do that. So I think that's what I'm going to do for the 200 subscriber mark / goal. Is once that's maintained, I think I'm going to give it a couple weeks, right? Once a subscriber count is for sure past 200, then I'll go ahead and get a mixer board. I mean, I'm going to have to go a little bit on the cheap on this, but I'll get a decent one, and I'll be able to mix in some sounds, and I think that'll definitely sort of help the vibe a little bit here. So yeah, I think that's what's going to go on there. I've already started looking at some mixers. There's a lot of them available, and at the level that this live stream is at, pretty much anything will work. I don't want to go like horribly cheap, but I don't have to go expensive either. So I'm going to go somewhere right in the middle and pick out a nice one. That is sort of assuming that I do cross the 200 subscriber mark. I think right now I'm.
Jim is saying you don't need a mixer board. You just need to use Pro Tools, but I don't think Pro Tools is for Linux.
I think you probably can, but my problem here is, well, one of the problems at least, and I mean it's not a problem. It's just sort of a obstacle. Is this old potato here? So it's working really, really hard to do this. To push out pretty low res video. So running it through any kind of Pro Tools or anything, it's gonna just grind the system to a halt. So yeah, I think I'll just getting a mixer board is probably the easiest thing to do, and I want one anyway for the music stuff. So yeah, there are lots of ways to do things, and this just seems the easiest way, for me, to get that going. So yeah, so that is going to happen soon. I would, I don't have any expectations in terms of subscriber count, because I am not really paying any attention to that. I'm here, you know, to spread a passion, and to talk astronomy and space and all of that. Um, I'm not incredibly motivated in terms of, you know, I've got to get, you know, thousands of subscribers and all that. Nah, this is not how I operate. I think those kinds of things will happen all by themselves. I don't think I have to do much there. So, you know, even if I was motivated, I don't think that that is really the appropriate way of getting subscribers. Yeah, you know, I think that the best way is to, you know, just be myself and spread the passion and just have fun. And that's exactly what I'm doing. This is completely fun, and like I've said many times, the only real difference between what I'm doing right here and now and, you know, what I would normally be doing is that I'm talking out loud. Everything else is exactly the same. I've sat here for years and years and years. It's sort of, you know, the end of my day here, and so I get onto the archive. I go around, I look at all the astronomy stuff, and I think about it, right? And I write things, and I write code, and, you know, look at data, and just do exactly the same thing I'm doing now, except I'm speaking out loud. That's really the only difference. And of course, you know, having that thing right in my face. So, but, you know, besides that, I'm doing exactly the same thing. I've got a messy office. I don't you know, I've got, you know, like paths, you know, that I can get to the door with, you know, but I've got, you know, the messy shelves.
You know, thank you for poking my eye out.
Oh, you're welcome. Poke. No violence, please. No violence. That's great, Bobby. Okay, so that is, let's see, that's announcement number, oh man, number 3. Number 3. And announcement number 4, you know, I think that some of you guys must be mind readers, because you were talking about getting funding. I forget who was talking about it. Chuck.
I think Chuck, that was, yeah.
Yeah. So Chuck, you know, was talking about trying to get funding from, you know, the National Science Foundation, and you know, that is sort of, you know, the traditional means of getting, you know, support for work, you know, for scientific work. And, you know, the National Science Foundation, they fund not only astronomy but all the sciences. And I forget exactly what their budget is, but it's pretty meager. I don't remember exactly what the numbers are. Pretty meager. So you know, they're starting out with this tiny little pile of dollars, right? Tiny little pile of dollars, and then they have to dole it out. And so, you know, typically what happens is that you know, professional astronomers will write some kind of proposal saying, you know, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and this is, you know, exactly what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it, and this is why it should be funded. You know, my project is so cool that, you know, you should fund it, right? And and so that is sort of the typical means that most astronomers use, is going through the NSF. There are other funding opportunities through NASA. There's also through various other government agencies like the Department of Defense, the Department of Energy, the State Department. Most federal agencies in the United States fund science in some way. And in terms of astronomy, like I said, National Science Foundation, Department of Defense, Department of Energy, NASA, all of those, right? But you have to write a proposal. It's got to go through the grinder, and I don't know exactly what the ratio is. Hey there, Astro Live channel. Nice to see you.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah. So that's sort of the normal thing, and the interesting thing about all of those funding agencies is that you dear people out there provide those funds either through taxes. I'm far enough away, right? I'm far enough away. That's not going to do anything.
Okay.
So you fund those things either through taxation, or you allow the government to borrow money to pay you. So those but you don't really have a choice in terms of what gets funded, who gets funded, anything like that at all, right? So I several years ago, I realized that things like Patreon are really, really incredibly awesome, because you get to choose what is funded and what isn't. With taxation, it sort of goes a different route, and it almost all those funds, they sort of fall into a black hole, and they're gone. But with things like Kickstarter, Patreon, all of those, you have a lot of control in terms of where those funds go, and what kind of things you want to support, and what kinds of things you want to do, and so those two things, Kickstarter and Patreon, look like they're becoming pretty successful and a pretty good model for trying.
Good night to Jim.
All right, Jim. Take care. I will see you soon. Come on back whenever you can or want to, for sure. All right. So yeah, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and if there was a way that I could do the kind of research that I want to do, then I would definitely jump on it. And yeah, I'm thinking about starting a Patreon page, because yeah, if there was a possibility of doing this kind of astronomical research that I'm doing now, either more part-time or full-time, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. What I would have to do is I would have to really, really focus in on, maybe one or two areas of research. I can't sort of be scattered all over the place. I'd want to, really, really focus in on one or two things and, work on those for a year or two or three, and write papers, publish papers, make lots of presentations, all of that, do what the scientists do. And that is, study the universe and try to gain an understanding of what is going on out there. So yeah, I think I've pretty much convinced myself that I'm probably going to pursue that somehow. I don't have a lot of the details yet, but yeah, I think it's about time to push the button on that kind of thing, and see if I can get a little bit of support to do some basic astronomical research. And when I say basic, I don't mean simple. I mean start from scratch. Start from getting the data and running it through the mill, doing the analysis, working through all of that, writing the papers, publishing the papers, making the presentations, all of that. So yeah, I think that is something that I am definitely going to pursue. Yeah, the day job is actually starting to wind down a little bit, and that has been actually winding down for about a year or so now. So I'm seeing this as an opportunity, to jump onto something else, and it's something that I've wanted to do for quite a long time. Is sort of do my own research. Careful there, Bobby. You got to make sure. You got to make sure to swallow that, not inhale it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Careful. Cheers. It's a slippery substance here. You got to be careful with it. All right. Well, cool.
I'll be right back. I'm about to go do a refill.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, cool. So I think those are all the announcements that I had. That was a long list of announcements. I usually don't have anything going on at all. And then just in the past, I don't know, 24 to 36 hours, just all these things started piling on. So that's okay. So yeah, I think I'm very, very likely going to pursue the Patreon model, and see if I can get some funding to do some interesting work. And that's one of the things that I sort of have to decide on. The one of the things that's really, really interesting me right now, and it's sort of grabbed on, and it's grabbed on a little hard, is eclipsing binary stars. I'm absolutely intrigued by them. They're very, very mysterious. Not a lot is known about them, and so that's actually probably one of the most interesting things that I've sort of encountered and worked with in the past.
Now we're still on that lunar observatory thing, right?
Lunar observatory, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is a project that I would definitely like to participate in, be involved in, push down the first domino, whatever. I don't care. the fact of the matter is that nobody's really, well, I don't claim. Hey
Earth
there,
alert! Earth
Earth
alert!
alert, Earth alert. Hey, how are ya?
All right, all right.
Good, good.
I didn't know you were still on. So been kind of a busy night tonight.
Oh yeah.
So I had
Is that a good thing or bad?
had flash in your pan on with Ed Marvin, with my friend prospector.
Oh,
And
nice.
then Jim video call-in show is on now, and so I made an appearance there. So been quite busy, and then
You're just making the rounds.
yeah, had my own station, had a show, and I just barely got that. So
All right.
but
All
yeah,
right.
kind of busy tonight, Tuesday night.
I haven't, for some other reason, on my phone, I have not been getting any notifications at all. And it's kind of like a bit weird. And it's an Android 8, so probably it's an OS thing that it might have to fix.
I don't know if that's something that you need to fix. If you need to go back, maybe get logged in.
I tried everything in the book, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I should be already been logged in for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I notice with my Google Mail that sometimes the Earth alerts, they come in through like there's a promotions tab. There's I think it's called like a social media tab.
Oh yeah, like primary social media and promotions.
Yeah.
On Google, and if you got it in the wrong folder, then you might not see it.
But the funny thing is that sometimes they come in on my primary, sometimes they come in on my social, and sometimes they come in on promotions.
I guess you can have it set up to come in on any of them, I suppose.
Yeah, it just seems to be a mix. So yeah, I don't know really what the rhyme or reason there is, for going, one way or another.
Yeah,
so,
I have it on the primary on mine. So whenever anyone does a show, then pops up, and
The only thing that I never checked is see if I can get voice notifications. I think that's another.
Oh, you should be able to, yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to. I would think. Anyway, so yeah. So all right. Well, those are all the announcements.
So what did you talk about tonight? Anything?
Well, Ron, you're going to have to go back and listen because I'm not going to repeat all of that.
You're not going to go back. Come on, let's go back through it. Come on.
No way. No.
We need to
way.
recap. We need to recap.
I can only do that once. Yeah, I think in terms of a lunar observatory, which sort of the last thing we're going to talk about here, I think that is a very, very doable thing. Yes, it's going to be expensive. Come on, though, really, not really all that much. Everything is doable. Everything that a lunar observatory has to do has already been done.
You mean to have one on the moon, right?
Have a largish telescope, and I'm talking about like 0.5 meter or larger. Something sizable, something meaty, right? Right now, the Chinese have a telescope on the moon. It's been there for about 5 years, and I'm trying to remember exactly. It's really small. I think it's like 4 inches, right?
Oh wow!
It's like that.
That's small.
There's another group called the International Lunar Observatory Association, ILOA.org, I think it is. They have plans to put a telescope on the Moon Express lander, which I think a Moon Express is actually going to be doing two landers. They're going to be doing sort of a preliminary sort of test lander thing. I think they're planning on launching that next year on a Falcon 9. And then their main lander, they're going to have a 7-centimeter telescope, right? Little thing, right?
Wow.
Which is fine, But let's get something sizable up there, a real observatory. I'm not talking about some little toy. I'm talking about a moderately serious observatory that can be used, and that the astronomers here on Earth will want to use and pay for telescope time, just like they do down here on Earth. Exactly the same thing. The great thing about a telescope on the Moon primarily is that you can look at objects for a continuously long period of time, because the Moon rotates 25 times slower than the Earth does, and so you can look at things for a lot longer, and you also don't have to deal with the atmosphere, and you can also look at things at wavelengths that you can't here down on the ground, right? You can look at the ultraviolet.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So there are lots of advantages. Plus, space telescopes are really, really great, and they've been around for a long time. The military have had telescopes in space for a really long time. So those work really, really well. But to have a telescope on some solid ground, that's a great advantage. The only there are only two problems with the Moon, and really only one. One problem that all spacecraft have to deal with is temperature. Getting really hot, getting really cold, hot, cold, hot, hot, cold, hot, cold, like that. So thermal control is really, really, really important. But again, spacecraft have been dealing with that for decades. They've got that problem solved. Okay, so that's not a big deal. Probably the biggest, and to sort of mitigate the thermal problems, what you do is you put the observatory on one of the poles or near the poles.
That's what we were talking about before. Yeah.
Right. Where
I'd like to welcome Charles Milham, and I'd like to say hello to his friend Nick Gurr.
Hey.
Well, I guess you all been looking at my radio videos lately, huh?
Yeah, very, very cool. Excellent. Hey there, Charles. Nick Gurr, cool. Nice to have you here. So we're talking astronomy. We're almost ready to get out of here for today. So, putting a lunar observatory at the poles, what that does is it just makes the temperatures a little more stable. So, I mean, it's still going to be hot, cold, but the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter has actually measured the temperature of the Moon at different latitudes. At the equator of the moon, going from hot to cold is something like from like -200 to like +400. It's this huge swing. But at the poles, they go from about -70 to about 150 or so. So, you know, that's still a big swing, but it's tolerable. You know, those kinds of things can be dealt with. And like I said, spacecraft have to deal with that constantly. Probably the biggest problem on the moon is dust, is moon dust. But the Chinese have had a telescope up there for 5 years, okay? And they're still operating. So is moon dust a big problem if you designed the telescope right? Maybe it's not a big deal if you do things right. And the Chinese...
What are you thinking about size, for the size of it?
I would like to see about 0.5 meter. You know, if you get really big, you know, the larger the thing, the more expensive.
So you're looking at what, 18 inches or so?
Yeah. You know, 18 to 20, maybe a little bit more. Something, you know, a nice bucket, right? A nice big bucket, so you get some really good resolution, and you're able to see really faint with pretty short exposures. You know, we were looking at the TESS data the other day, and they, you know, I forget what size those telescopes are, but they're very small too. I'm not exactly sure how big, but they're really small. And they can see, you know, some pretty faint sources.
Would you go with the large? Would you go with the large refractor?
It's got to be a reflector. Yeah.
Okay.
It's got to be a mirror. Yeah. That.
Well, I mean, refractor, like a magnifying. Not a reflector, not like a Newtonian, or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, no, you know, it would be some kind of a reflector, maybe not a Cassegrain,
okay.
but more like a what are the Celestrons that put the cameras on the front? I forget what they're calling those things, but yeah, you know, you have the camera right on the front where the secondary mirror is. Yeah. Yeah, you know, you got to keep you know, the design simple, and in fact, telescope designs have been made for the moon. So all this stuff has been done. All of it has been thought about, worked out, all of that. We know how to land on the moon. We have telescopes. Well, you know, we've had them there. We have one of them there now. And you know, there have been plans for large telescopes on the moon. You know, nobody's done anything about it yet. So.
And I think Chuck needs to know this is a much more smaller channel than the other channel and stuff. If it was on that other channel, then it would be a different story. But this is a small channel, and chat's not that very active lately. Not very much all the time.
Okay, cool. All right, well, with that, I think I'm going to get out of here for today. I'm noticing that it's, 3:06 UTC, so I like to keep these at an hour. It never goes an hour. It always goes over, you know, but you know, because there's always, you know, I can talk astronomy all day and all night, no problem at all. You know, but so I have to sort of you know, tell myself, okay, you must stop now. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Like I said, one of the announcements, Ron, is that it's there's a good possibility that tomorrow's live stream is going to be not going to happen. Yeah, I've got an opportunity to go into Tucson, and that's going to be a night thing here. So yeah, you know, it's just not going to work out. But I will definitely report on that meetup when I go. I'm going to go. Go ahead, Bobby.
What's also good about it is even though you probably won't be able to stream with your mobile phone, but I think if you cut a clip of Pamela Gay speaking, it'll be okay, because I think he did it one time when he was at the North American Shortwave Broadcaster speaking, and he was able to catch a glimpse of him and Drew Elliott, who does his radiogram show called Shortwave Radiogram, formerly BOA Radiogram. It started out as BOA Radiogram, then it became Shortwave Radiogram when he retired from BOA.
Yeah, no, she's doing a meetup tomorrow night in Tucson over dinner. So I'm going to be sitting right next to her.
Grab a selfie as well, too.
Yeah. You know, I'll grab, you know, the smartphone and I'll probably snap a few things. I'm not a fan person. I don't see people that way. I see them just like me, and so, you know, I don't really care about those kinds of things. So, you know, I'll snap one, and that'll be enough. And you know, she'll enjoy that, right? You know, because you know, she'll feel sort of like a celebrity of sorts. But no, you know, when I go to meet people, I want to talk with them. I don't want to fan over them. I'm not interested in that at all. You know, we're going to have a conversation about stuff. It probably is not going to be all that involved or deep, you know, because it's dinner and it's fun and all that stuff. But you know, I definitely want, you know, to hook up with her a little bit more. She's great, right? She is very accomplished, very, very smart. We're about the same age, so you know, we grew up during the same times and all of that. So you know, I think, you know, we'll share lots of experiences in terms of, you know, the culture and all of that. And she's an astronomer too, so you know, we'll have a lot of astronomy talk. So yeah, so that's why there's a possibility. Right now, Ron, I'm sort of you know, on the fence about it, because it is really difficult to pry me away from home. I love it here, and I don't like to go anywhere at all. And you know, it's about it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to actually get to Tucson, and then I have to actually get to the location, you know, the restaurant, you know, that we're gonna meet up, and that's all the way across town. So I mean, it's going to take me, you know, 45 minutes to get across town. So you know, I don't care about that all that much, but you know, it is time, and you know, to pry me away from home is really hard, because I you know, I mean, when you live in heaven, why do you want to go anywhere else?
Right.
So you know, but so right now I'm sort of on the fence. You know, this morning I was like, no, I'm not. So
you gotta go.
You know,
you gotta go.
it's sort of rising a little bit. So there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to go. But right now it's 50-50. It's like, you know, why should I go?
You better check it out
So,
with your assistant you got there. They will tell you.
Well, you know, they will definitely chime in, and you know, I will definitely have to discuss it with them. You know, make sure, you know, that they're not going to destroy the house while I'm gone. So okay, everybody. Well, I'm going to get out of here for now. Yeah, like I said, possibility that the live stream isn't going to happen tomorrow is likely. I don't know. I will definitely know in the morning, and
Bobby could do one. Bobby could do one on the wrestling.
He could, but this is Astronomy Daily Live, so I don't know. You got to mix in, you know, some heavenly bodies or something with that. I don't know. So don't know. So all right. Well, I'm going to get out of here for now. So take care, everybody. Have a great evening, a great day. Thumbs up if you so desire. Make some comments. I've actually got some comments the past couple of days. I like those. And spread the word. Spread the word. This, you know, I would like this live stream to be for everyone. I know that you know, it's sort of on, you know, the technical side, but my experience has shown that you know, you know, most people don't realize how intelligent or smart they actually are until they're shown. And so, and you know, I really enjoy finding out about things that are just a little over my head. So, you know, those kinds of things don't intimidate me at all. You know, if I don't understand things, that's all right. I'm not supposed to understand everything. So you know, but I would definitely like, you know, all kinds of astronomical folks in here. You know, the newbies, the amateurs, the pros, everybody, because we're talking astronomy, and you know, that particular science is for everyone. You can get into it at any level, and you can stay at that level, or you can move around. It's great. It's great. All right, everybody. I'm really going to get out of here now. So I'll see you later. Take care. I'll probably see you. Well, I'll likely see you in a couple of spins, maybe one, but maybe two. We'll see. I will post over on the Discord. I'll post on Twitter, and I will probably make a video on YouTube when I decide, you know, to go or not. All right, everybody.
Well, I hope you go. All right.
Yeah. You know, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I probably will, but who knows? Who knows? Okay, everybody. Peace, cheers, and all that. I'll see you in a couple spins, probably. All right. See you later.
Thanks for being
Bye.
here tonight. All right.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Bye.
All right.